A new trilogy of Star Wars movies is on the way from Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, or so says a superstar from a galaxy far, far away. Today, we have additional huge scoops regarding the Mandalorian movie, if you'd like to know what is likely to happen in the film. And folks, we'll tell you why the Mandalorian seems to be over, done, no more. Goodbye, Disney Plus. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the channel that you just must hear each and every day because we explain entertainment to keep you ahead of that culture curve. And boy, oh boy, do we enjoy doing so each and every day. As we get ready to dive into today's content, consider clicking that like button, and we shall begin. I do want to preface this by saying that there are those out there who claim to be scoopers and they have a 60% or a 55% track record of victory. Here we have something like a 92.5, 93% success rate on scoops. You can go back and watch the audit from last year. We will audit ourselves again this year. It's been a while since we've done one of these. We're ready to go, though. If you are watching this video and you do not want to have the Mandalorian and Grogu movie spoiled for you, you should stop watching. And I'll say this as I send off a dozen people from watching this video. Folks, please take everything that you hear today with a grain of salt. It's an important disclaimer because we'll be talking about something that is a future product. Still has a year and a half before it'll be released, and that means things can change and likely will. However, we hope to get a lot of it right. Out of the Sci-Fi and Fantasy Gazette, this is an article we'll read first. Hang tight, folks. We'll get to those scoops in just a moment. The Mandalorian star Giancarlo Esposito says Jon Favreau has plans for a trilogy of movies. Now, I did not know this article was going to come out when we were going to do the scoop today. I've been getting ready for this, talking with people, but we didn't know this article was going to come out. It did. We'll read it because otherwise it's going to create a kerfuffle of people saying, "Oh, well, look, Pro just got his stuff from this place." It's by Josh Wilding. We've read his stuff before. Disney has decided that Star Wars needs to return to the big screen after several years where the only place fans could head into a galaxy far, far away has been on streaming. Now, I'll go ahead and drop one of the first scoops here. I'm told that The Mandalorian is over, that the show is done, that season 3 was enough. They're not doing a 4th season in the foreseeable future. Now, you all know that, 10 years down the road, somebody else can come in and say, we're going to bring it back. We're going to bring back The Mandalorian. I can't tell you what's going to happen 10 years down the road, but I can tell you that according to the people I'm talking to, there are zero plans to do a season 4 anytime. We brought this out actually about 6 months ago, 8 months ago, something like that. And so if you were following this channel, you knew that before anyone else did. And how did we know that? I'll go ahead and tell you. I'll spoil this one, okay? So the reason that we knew that one, sometimes it's sources, sometimes it's other things, sometimes it's tax documents, right? The exclusive information on how much the Acolyte cost from Jonas J. Campbell, shared with thatparkplace.com and then disseminated via Valiant Renegade. So we have all these methods. This one we were able to put together because we knew which studios and which filming locations were being reserved, and we knew the filming schedules for Pedro Pascal and others, and we realized there's no opening to film a 4th season. So we knew that. It's not gotten any better. There's no plans seemingly to do that. During last year's strikes, The Mandalorian Season 4 became the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. We'd imagine Jon Favreau has upped the stakes and reshaped the story, but Moff Gideon actor Giancarlo Esposito believes the filmmaker's plans extend well beyond just one feature. Talking at DragonCon, the actor shared his belief that Favreau has plans on par with what we've seen from Marvel Studios. And folks, if you've been watching this channel since the very beginning, we talked about how originally that was Favreau's idea all the time. He wanted to come in and create a Star Wars universe that would take place after the end of the original trilogy, before the sequel trilogy, get out of that. And it would be a film trilogy, it would be a series of films interconnected with Disney Plus. And all of that was greatly damaged by the removal of Gina Carano. And we've talked about that. It severely damaged everything they were doing. As in the MCU, Disney will figure out how to join all of these characters into one really great movie or TV show. That's my sense of where it will go. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau have a new vision continuing on with a Mandalorian movie. My sense is that it's all going to converge at one point or another, and we're going to have another set of trilogy or more of films. Now, that's exactly right. That is the plan still. The idea is that Mandalorian and Grogu would be the first film. The next film would be Dave Filoni's film that's been announced before. It's the second part of a trilogy. And then the third would end with Thrawn, the defeat of Thrawn. And that's where they've all been wanting to go all this time, is to have Luke Skywalker come in and beat Thrawn. And that was the idea of how to redeem Star Wars. And then during that, find a way to make the sequel trilogy palatable to those who did not like it. And that was going to be the way they were going to bridge all of this. Now, so Esposito is really confirming something we've been saying for a very long time, and we appreciate that very much. Let me give you a rundown of what I'm hearing about the Mandalorian movie. Again, folks, if you don't want to hear scoops, if you don't want to have it spoiled for you, this is the time to end it. And we are in rumor and speculation territory. All right, so what I'm hearing, first of all, is that there is a change in the movie. I'm going to be really careful about how I put some of these things because I do not want to get anyone who has shared this information with us to get in trouble. So I'm going to be very careful on how I phrase these things. But there's been a change, apparently. And that is that Bo-Katan's character may have been set up to take the crown as the Mandalorian at the end of the film. And that seems to have been jettisoned now. And you can draw your own conclusions for why Favreau and company would decide to do that. But now it seems that Bo-Katan will sacrifice herself, apparently, in order to save the Mandalorian and Grogu. That's a big deal. Another huge, huge scoop, folks. I am told that Luke Skywalker will appear in this film with a very young boy, a very, very young male actor. I'm not sure if that means infant. I'm not sure if that means toddler. I'm not sure if that means very young child. What I can say, though, is that the speculation I'm hearing, based on attire, is that this is going to be the first time you see Luke Skywalker and Kylo Ren together, chronologically. And that there might be some attempt to display how much Luke is a wonderful uncle and loving towards Kylo Ren. So just throwing that out there. I'm hearing that now. And then finally, folks, we're also hearing that we're going to get some serious Jedi powers in the film. I can tell you that I have been given a heads up on who the villain is, almost certainly. I'm not yet ready to bring that out. It's a pretty big scoop. It's a really big one. I don't want to be wrong on it because it'll make me look really bad if we put that out there and get that wrong. But I'm pretty comfortable on these scoops that I've got so far. And yes, when I said that Luke and Grogu will combine Luke and Yoda. No, come on, Pro. Luke and Grogu. Oh my gosh. Professionalism, Pro, professionalism. Luke and Grogu will combine their Jedi powers together, although Grogu's not a Jedi necessarily, he's a Padawan, but they will combine their powers together in a scene to save the day. That remains seemingly true. So those are some of the things that I can tell you, and the final thing would be that this will be the end of the Mandalorian and Grogu story arc, flat out. It's over. You can find a way to continue a story where it should have stopped. We're looking at you, many franchises out there. So they could bring them back in the future, but I'm told this will be a satisfying conclusion to Grogu and Mando, and that they're done. So, will they appear in the rest of the trilogy? Perhaps, but their story arc as a combined duo comes to an end with this film. No season 4, no season 5. That is wrapped up. I'm also told, here's your last one. I'm also told, this is by a different vein of getting this information, you might shockingly see Boba Fett show up. Isn't that interesting? And goes contrary to what there has been reporting very recently, but we weren't saying it. Boba Fett might show up in this movie. Maybe he'll do better this time. Folks, that's the video for today. we can't keep going. I can't tell you the villain yet. Oh boy. All right, until the next time, though, click that like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. Folks, hope you have a dandy of a day out there. Make the world a better place. Join us for the Pro Show if you can at noon Eastern on Tuesdays. Folks, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, may the Force be with you and keep having fun.
Are you sick and tired of stuff being swept under the rug because you or the media are too lazy to actually deal with it? Or are things just building up around you so much that you can no longer ignore it? Also like the mainstream media? Well, I got the solution for you. I'm Wilton the Troll, and I want to tell you about this revolutionary new product called Jonas. That's right, no longer do you have to put up with stuff shoved under the rug. You can actually get rid of it and dispose of the problem in seconds by using Jonas. You can, in a matter of seconds, deal with the political and illogical buildup of the muck and grime around you effectively and efficiently with Jonas. You might think this is an ordinary vacuum, but you'd be wrong. You can clean up and remove from one end, but Jonas, he actually works from both ends. From the back end, Jonas can blow a whole bunch of hot air, and that's cool. Remember, folks, if you actually want to deal with the dirt and grime the mainstream media has been neglectful about, get Jonas, 'cause Jonas sucks.